Okay, and hi there. We're doing an assessment of 45 Charlotte Street SK1. Interesting little terraced house. And we've got the Viewer viewings through, which I'm going to dig out now. And quite a lot of stuff to run through on this. Lots of footage and so on. So I've got 3 screens here, so that's why I'm going to look at all over the place. There we go. Okay, I've got that all set up. Let's start with the sales particulars and we'll work our way back from there. And I'll put Martin there and I'll share my screen. And here we go. And there it is. So this place is a wreck and it might need a back to bricks. I'm not sure. That means there could be a lot of plaster and lath in this place, which would be not so good. Anyway, polystyrene tiles on the ceiling. These sort of things were quite popular from, say, the 1950s to the 1980s. And they're really dangerous because if they go on fire, they drip red hot plastic on you, and it's just really nasty. And it's one of the reasons Molotov cocktails, if you know what those things are, why they work, because the plastic sticks in you and it burns and you can't get it off. So anyway, the point being that this property hasn't really had a deep renovation for a long time. It has had one in its lifetime because the fireplace here has been closed off. What I can't tell from this, and we'll have to look at the Viewer, is just what the wall textures are like and whether they are really rough or not.
I want to say that
it's cavity built, which is good,
yeah.
by the way, and it's mid-terraced, which is also good. There doesn't seem to be signs. Well, actually, there does. There's something going on here in this fascia board. So there might be water ingress coming through here. You can see how it's slightly discolored. I wouldn't be surprised if the gutter was leaking. Now, the reason, again, we'll look at the Viewer in a minute, but whenever I see really deep kind of coving like this, it tells me that ceiling was never pulled off or removed. So this is original Victorian coving, I suspect. And the reason is because the way it's designed, you can't just buy it in a builder's merchants at like X number of meters and plonk it on. It's kind of recessed into the plaster, so that's not so good. But this back one, if you can see the coving here, it's basically stick-on coving, which you buy, slice, plonk it in. That back room definitely has been done, and the ceiling has been removed and so on. But we'll have a look in them. I say definitely. We'll find out when we look at the Viewer stuff. So the kitchen, pretty tired. It's okay. It's basic, I suppose. And that's kind of that. Now let's have a look at the floor plan to get our bearings. This is annoying when you have this. So the way around the problem is you've got to reconfigure, and I did drop some, well, you know, it depends what kind of, yeah, there are different layouts you can follow. So for example, some people have split this here, stuck in an extra window here, and then you've got a narrow, you basically got a narrow bathroom. And there are other ways of doing it. You could partition this off maybe, but you need the light. It's just issues, and I'm not going to go there right now because I haven't really thought that one out thoroughly, but we got a bathroom in the wrong spot basically, which is annoying. Anyway, let's talk about the condition because that's what we're interested in, I guess. So you've got this fundamental problem with the bathroom being in the wrong spot, but there are lots of identical houses. They've got floor plans. We look at those. Martin, could you do that actually?
Yeah. I'm doing that right now.
Oh, super, thank you. So here we are, we've got some damp here. You see that mold, damp. I don't know whether this place has been damp-proof coursed. We will find out in a minute if we can get some good, clear pictures of the exterior. And the answer is yes, so that's good. You see the drill marks here?
Yep.
Damp-proof course. So let's assume that the property doesn't have a damp problem and that it's okay. So this is just weary. Possibly something going on the walls, but it's just tired and needs complete redecoration. You can see somebody's had a go at doing something here. The issue I have with these super close-ups is I can't really see what's going on in context. A hot water cylinder, modern, therefore the boiler isn't modern or is most likely not modern because it's more efficient to have your hot water and your central heating off one boiler as opposed to have an immersion tank and a boiler. Yeah, this all looks like, it just looks but it's okay. The double glazing looks okay. What I'm looking for are signs of damp, like fundamental problems, as opposed to quality of wallpaper or something like that. So this is just a deep, deep clean. And you can see here, this is your plaster and lath, and I bet there's plaster and lath under there. I'd be fairly confident there was underneath the polystyrene, and if there is, then really it's got to come out. Otherwise, you just get a nasty kind of undulating ceiling. So I would say you're looking at a kind of back to brick in that spot.
Yeah, and estimation of what I think when I did the calculate, it gave me around 12,000, 11,000, but the estate agent said that it needs 30K renovation.
I think that's extreme. The roof is good, at least that's something. So big, heavy slates. A lot of this would be corrosion coming off that aerial, I think, and it's just landed up there. But there's no tingles, there's no slates that have come loose or anything. It's all pretty good, and the one next door is okay too. So those are good slates, and that chimney stack looks pretty good. That flashing looks like it's come up a little bit, but nothing major. It's basically an okay house. It just looks an absolute wreck, but it's okay as far as I can see. That's helpful. I see. So they've got a TV aerial and it's kind of been tucked underneath there.
It doesn't have EPC.
No EPC.
Yep. But I can compare it to the properties next door. And for example, 43 and 47 are E. They are the same type of properties. I will not be considered about 43 because it's end of terrace house, and this is property is so 47. They said that 47 is E, but it's 45 square, and it can be D, not C.
Yeah, so really what are we saying? That it's a D. By the way, these are all cavity walls, which is a good thing. That one isn't actually. Look at the little single bricks. So, okay, that's not cavity. Actually, that's a solid wall. What am I saying? And the reason I know this is because the little squarish brick and they're tie bricks. So if we look back on the front of the property again, the thing about this house is like that is quite cheap. So and also there was a missing slate on the back. But this kind of thing, it's not particularly good. In a lot of terraced houses, they use solid stone lintels, which are really strong. And these brick sets, which they would buy, I suppose, in the day, they just put them in, and it's just like a cheap way of doing a lintel. And also the brick quality on the back isn't great. It's quite soft, kind of porous, and you can see that it's, in fact, there's a term for it. It's where the bricks decay because of rust, water and freeze-thaw action. Spalding, it's spalding, quite a lot of them spalding at the back. And it's just, to me, it's like, well, okay, it's not a particularly high quality brick at the back. The front brick is okay, and it seems to be cavity. So the front is reasonably well done, and you've got the stone lintels here, you see. So at the back, you know, you don't want, it's all hidden away, so therefore you don't bother with the quality. But anyway, all right, let's have a look at the videos, and we got some damp proofing there on that side. I think the front bricks are okay. I think it's not bad. Double glazing looks fine. I suspect that, yeah, I just suspect that that's plaster and lath on the front room.
I think it's around 72 meters square.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because this property, when I saw from the above, like this property have already built it as extension, because
yeah, I think it was just part of its original construction.
Yeah, I will show later on the map. So other properties that are smaller, so maybe around, you will see cheaper property a little bit, but this property is larger compared to other. And I will show you.
This little outhouse.
The other properties around 65 meters square.
Okay, just to dwell upon this for a second. So this was typical of Victorian houses where they had the lavatory outside. And that was that. Not very pleasant, but there you go. Be a bit chilly on a snowy night. And here we are. Now, is that a cupboard, I wonder, to the right? Or is that the staircase? No, it must be the... No, it's a cupboard. Okay. So it's an understairs cupboard. Fine. I think a lot depends on the capital growth, the demographic, and the kind of strength of the local market around here as to whether this is worth working on.
Yeah. Before we start with the second floor, can I go for the floor plans comparable property?
Yes, over to you.
Just sorry about this. Just I just want to show you. Here is example of same property and how they make landing. So basically, this is between just for entrance for the. Sorry, this is the entrance for the bathroom. So how they make it. From landing you go, and from bathroom you go there, or from here you can
go to... they had an extra door into both parts.
Yeah. So maybe that's why the other real estate agent said like 45K, 30K for renovation.
Because of all the extra stud wall. The stud wall is cheap. So...
Yeah, so basically what you need to do is just make like a hole here. Make here a door, and basically you need to close this storage space and make a space. That's like one solution.
So you have a corridor, essentially a long corridor.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Right, so the way you could do it is, even though it's not very pleasant, you could actually sort out the outside lavatory, tidy that up, so that then you've got even though it's unpleasant, at least it's better than nothing. And then do this arrangement here.
Yep, that's like a solution. And I want to set that for the size, it should be 72 meters square, because the other property is 66. And how do I know? You can see this is this and this. Basically, the end of terrace house they have original build, and this is like extension what they made in the past. So that's why basically here is the bathroom. This part is the bathroom.
Right. Okay. So it benefits from an original annex. Okay. Very good. Okay, and are there any other floor plans you've seen?
No. There is no similar property than this, because It have, but they have the
Oh,
same
of course,
clock.
it doesn't have the thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
The thing.
Okay.
Sorry. I find one more. Sorry, I find one more.
Oh, am I going to go back to you then?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, over to you.
Sorry, I forget. Here it is. It's you cannot see it really, but you can see they even make smaller here. Make like a bigger hole, but I will not make it in this way because the bedroom you make it even more smaller.
Well, unless it's a secondary bedroom. The fact is that you know if you don't have to traipse through someone's bedroom
this is
to
not
get
the
to
same
the bathroom.
Yeah, basically this property have extension the bathroom, and the bedroom is larger. Like this is the basically the. So what they did, they make this space just to draw, and just a simple way, just basically they draw this, and they make one door here and one door here.
Yeah.
That's how it can be done.
That's the simplest, isn't it?
Yep.
It's the very simplest.
And the cheapest, I guess.
Yeah, and then you have to,
and basically you don't make this.
But if you're a guest,
smaller.
Yeah, it's just if you're a guest in the property, then you have to get through someone's bedroom, which is a pain. But there you go. All right, well, let's get back to it then. And there are the choices. I think that's a relatively inexpensive choice, but it is a compromise. And no, but then I suppose a lot of people have made the same compromises. Well, actually, they probably haven't, you know. They probably have smaller bedrooms and...
Yep.
Have we seen this one? I think we have.
Yes, we saw this. I want to close the door.
Yeah. All right, and I'll just have a look at this last one and right, so
I want to see.
So this will be the front, yes. It's not too bad. Like with damp and everything, it's okay.
Here you need to make the door. You need to make it here.
Right, and then that's your way through. Yeah.
So that's why the agent said like 30K for renovating.
And
this will be the space.
And then you stud wall. You put a partition along there. Obviously, it makes for a long corridor.
Yeah, but that's the only solution. But the bathroom looks. No, but I will not look bad.
It's just all about compromise, which isn't great. Okay, so there it is. So let's just close that and okay, in summary on condition, it's okay. It's just tired and needs a thorough redecoration, obviously, but there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it, which is a good thing. So now let's have a look at some of the capital growth and crime and all of that lovely stuff. So the area is very quiet, actually. That's good. Now, sometimes these kind of places are a bit challenged, let's say, from a crime point of view, but this is actually very good. And high demographics as well. Like there's a few things that are interested. Quite a lot of private rented. Yep. It's not really excessively high. It's on the higher end, but I don't see it as a problem. It's just a lot of people rent around there. But there are other areas where I've seen rentals up to like 45, 50. It's 9:10 UK time, and I was out all day today, and Martin was busy, so here we are, working it hard for you guys. So anyway, right, decent demographics, loads of C1, not overburdened with renting. It's good.
Yeah, it's really nice area.
It's a very, very central spot, actually. And loads of green space and all that lovely stuff. That is a big electricity substation, by the way. but it's here, not there, so you're okay.
Yeah, it's enough far away. Yeah, it's everything looks good for that.
So let's have a look at the capital growth. Now, the thing with all of this is that the downtown SK3, this little patch here has been a bit skewed because it's central, it's offices and buildings and all of that. So that's not really a relevant thing to look at in terms of the overall capital growth story. I'd be inclined to look at possibly, difficult really, because actually what one wants is a comparable, i.e. another area dominated by terraced housing. I would say this is probably a better comparable because it's close to Stockport. It's got quite a lot of terraced and all of that. So, okay, when I look at that capital growth story, it was quite strong on the way up from the bottom of the market, from the equivalent to today to the peak of the market. It came up high, crashed reasonably heavily, but not ridiculously. And it's very close to the 2008 high water mark, which is interesting. And it's seen a lot of growth at this time in the cycle. So in other words, people are looking for value, and I think they're seeing it in Stockport. It's a very hot area generally, and this is relatively central, which is good. It's very close to that motorway as well. So as long as the parking is decent.
Yeah, I will speak about that.
So this, to me, this ranks as not the big capital growth monster that some other areas are. It's certainly one of the strongest around, and based on the postcode district as a whole, it's one of the strongest in the country. But I think you've got to look at it in a slightly more granular way. And I would say, what's this one? SK5, isn't it?
1.
SK1, right.
No, I think Stockport having really huge capital growth. Really,
it's huge. A pretty hot area. And it's a strong hot area, if that makes sense. So it's viable.
Yeah, I will speak when I will speak about the location. I will set about the capital.
Well, I'll
just because this
hand it over
location just because this little patch is not isolated, but it's like in the just this patch is around, and everything is around commercials and some industrial place and so on. So just because it's like isolated place, that will not have the hugest capital growth if the property was here, for example. Yeah, but you will still have a really huge, because it's really central Stockport. As you can see, people love this place. That's why I have a lot of rent, because the rent's not really high, and the property are okay size. So basically, a lot of people, and they're really central Stockport. Even by walking, you can take a bus who are here on the main roads, who coming like every 3-4 minutes, and also you can walk to the shopping center. Really, so basically it's. And you have like here you have a park if you want to run, or depends, walk, and you have really good access to the highway. So it's really, really, really nice location in my point of view. Also, you have a gas station, so where you can go under the highway, and you can have like 24 hours open market. Like the location is really like a prime. In my case,
that's true. Tesco Extra is extra. It's the big one. It's It's a great community.
It's really nice, really, really nice in my point of view. What I want to set about the EPC, because this property doesn't have EPC, which property are comparable? Comparable is this 55, because it's similar, because it's this. If it was 43 or 57, they're end of terrace house, and basically they will always have lower EPC than like mid terrace house. So what I did, like if we go to 55, you can see they can reach C. So I will not be worried about it, because it's the same type of property. So in my case, it's like you can reach C. And if you go for EPC for 53, and 53 is this property here. So 53, they said that it can reach C, but it's need solar panel. No. Yeah, it's neat. But that, basically, this is the real comparable 55 because this is the same property, and this one here.
Okay.
This one.
So what are we saying? That what's reasonably achievable then?
See, I think because this is 55, this is 57, this is 59.
Right.
And this is 55, and it's C, and 55 is type of property as our. Because we always talk about TPC because now they have like maybe they will change to your property must be C. Like this is our property, is same property as 55. So if this is C, this can be C as well. I don't see a reason why it cannot be.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
And I think in respect to renovations, I think you're talking somewhere around the 17.5 circa. I think you might need a new kitchen, but certainly needs a lot of decoration. It feels to be like 15, say 16 to 18.
We don't have, but the wall plus the
plus you need true.
Plus you need new boiler, a new electrical cab, everything like that's extra like 4K. So I think 25.
Yeah, you're right. If you just do the decoration minus the renovation, you keep the kitchen.
But you need to make it nice for renting. So
yeah, so really the fundamental question of this property is, does it justify?
No, yeah, I will keep the. Yeah, you're right. The kitchen can be can be modernized a little bit.
But just make it white. So if we look at comparables now.
Yeah, I will.
What kind of?
Yeah, I just want. Yeah, I spoke about. Yeah, I spoke about the location. Yeah, I want to speak about the coal mining risk. So basically, I will show you. And the property is here. And if you zoom out, you will see you don't have any closest. The property is here, and the coal mining are far away, so you don't have any risk. And if you check the map, you don't have any issues as well with.
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
Yeah, so I will show you. It's set. Yeah, low risk, very low risk. So basically, and if you see the map, you can see where it's the river. So you're far away from that. You don't have any issues with.
So much green space around there.
Yeah, here you have a nice park. Yeah, and the property is really nice. I mean, the location. It's just like as I said, a little bit isolated, but it's really nice. So because it's really central.
So what's it gonna sell for if it's in good condition?
Yeah, this is like questions. Depends. This is like 180. You have 185. This is not on the same row. 155. You have 150, 170, 160. This is not compared. 145, 170. This is renovated. So wait, sorry, we have some issue with Rightmove Plus all the time. They have some bug. All the time is log out me. Sorry, I will need the postal. Sorry about this.
Yeah, I know it's tedious, isn't it? It's they're trying to be secure or something. I don't know.
Wait, I just want to select right. Basically, we use Rightmove Plus, which all real estate agents in UK use, and you can make much better comparable than directly on the Rightmove, for example. Also, you can create reports and so on. The rent will be around 775. Maybe one more until we make renovation and so on. It will rise up to 800, I think, at least.
So right. So let's call it 800 then. So at 8, so this property, I don't really have a good feel for comparables on this. So what do you think it's worth in good condition?
I will say, let's check. I think I just don't want to give the wrong number. Like I think 170.
So let's say it does need 30,000 sunk into it. Let's say you're being generous with it and you're putting, going all the way, you're getting rid of plaster and lath, you're doing a deep renovation. So let's say that it's 160, 130. I mean, yeah, it's kind of 135 feels borderline acceptable for this property. But I know that there's a lot of competition for Stockport. So then the question is it going to be a capital growth monster? I don't think so. I think it'll be strong, but I don't think it's going to absolutely rip like, say, a 3-bed semi in this area would.
Yeah, and that's why we want to make this analyze and have video report, because we can go more deep about it, because about the renovation costs and so on.
Well, let's do the scores, shall we? And so I'll share.
Yeah, I think at least this property, if it's full renovated, can be sold for 170 at least.
Okay.
Because you will advertise for 160, 165. It will sell for 170.
So 135 and that doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant. And what will it rent for? 800?
Yeah, it will until it's rich, and you will make it really nice, modern. So it will make
So I think 25 grand is probably the right kind of number for this.
Yeah, but but you will not take it for 135. That's like an issue.
Yeah.
At least 140 you must go.
Yeah. That gives you a 5.85, 5.82 actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in theory, if you can tickle up that rent somehow, if you could get to 825, then
no, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Right. Okay.
Because the real now is 775, but with 6 months it will be 800. I'm not sure. Maybe that will go up to 1825.
Yeah. Well, inflation doing its magic and all that stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
But I don't want to give a promise for this stuff.
Okay. Well, let's score it. And this is.
I will tell you, 45 Charlotte Street, Stockport.
45 Charlotte Street.
Sorry,
I should have put this in earlier. So 45 Charlotte.
Stockport.
SK1.
Condition.
Not good. It's fundamentally okay, but we saw another property, we analysed another property recently, which was a more modern build. The issue with Victorian terraced houses is that they're fundamentally not great when it comes to build quality. So you're dealing with an old house. So therefore, on condition, I give it a 3.
I will give 2. I think it's really
2.5.
Yeah, just because of the floor plan.
I think the floor plan is a problem.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'm going to give it 2.25 on that. Location. Well, it's good.
Yeah, I will give 4.3. Because it's really central, really nice. I like Stockport. Area, it's not bad. It's for 4. It's not perfect.
It's 4. It's pretty solid. There's not much going on around there. Demographics are reasonably good, but not exceptional. So I'd go 3.75 on demographics.
Yeah, I wanted to do the same. Capital growth. It will not have the best capital growth. It's good, but not the best, just because it's a little bit isolated from Stockport.
It's kind of the wrong, exactly. So there is quite a lot of terraced housing in Stockport, but the most prime real estate for these areas is that 3-bed
those properties, for example, in Stockport, are selling for in this condition 160.
For the 3-bed semis.
They're not 2-bed semis, 2-bed terrace houses in Stockport are selling from the really bad condition 160. If you remember, we sell one. And
that was the one on the little park. That was nice.
Yeah. So 160, same condition.
Yeah, but this location isn't quite as good. That was exceptional location.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, so that's why it's like the capital growth. This will not be, but it's nice.
Okay, so what are we going to give it on capital growth? I would
3.8.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's there. It's in the zone. It's definitely a contender. It's
Yeah, but
solid.
it's stock quote, so it
Sells.
cannot be bad. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll
it cannot
sell
be bad.
quickly.
That's my opinion.
The price, well, it's always difficult to judge this one. The price is what the price is, but if you think about it in terms of buy-to-let yields, all of that kind of thing, the price point is about right for buy-to-let. So I'm going to go 3.75 because rent time, it'll rent pretty quickly. 4.
Yeah, and the yield is nice as well. For stock quote is nice yield. Usually in stock quote the yield is 5, and this is 6, so yeah, I will give 4.
4. And it's a 3.83, which is okay. It's let down on a few fronts, I would say, with condition.
And floor plan.
Demographics could be a little bit better. The capital growth could be a bit better. Capital growth is such a big variable here. It kind of comes up okay. The average is 3.91, as you see, slightly below average. I like it. I don't absolutely love it. I think it's got its risks because there's quite a lot of work to do in it. The floor plan needs sorting out, which is definitely an issue.
But you will make a huge work, so it's worth making.
Yeah, I think. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, I think the score reflects my opinion of it. I think it's a viable deal. I just don't absolutely love it. What's your final word on it?
My final word is when I did the renovation quote I give, because I didn't really check correct the floor plan. And the floor plan is, and plus I didn't know what if they have boiler, what kind of boiler it had, they do a new one, the electric and so on. So basically I give like 11,000 for renovation, but basically it's double than that.
Yeah, the catch with the big renovation is there's risk. So you just got jobs stretching out for a while. At least there's no, well, there is it's not structural because you're just doing partitions and things, but it's anyway, there it is. All right. I hope that helps.
My opinion is, it's a nice property because it's a lot of hassle, but we'll help you with that. But it's a nice investment. So because it's Stockport, so it cannot be bad.
Stockport is good. It's just it's not the best of Stockport, if that makes sense. So there it is. All right.
And I know a person who have property here, and he's happy with all the process, how it's going in the tenants and so on. So that's why I think this is good. Just because data shows, and also I have a person who have a property there, and he told me he's really happy with it. So that's my opinion. It's a nice one.
And on that note, thank you.
Yeah, and I forget to add like maximum offer 145. If you go more than that, it's not really worth the property. So I forget to add this, sorry. So that's the maximum, but we'll ask the agent if they have a lot of competition, then I will just find a better one.
Yeah, so if you do want to offer, exactly, just let me know.
Yeah, because I think if it's more than 145, because the renovation cost we said 25, maybe we can fix it for 17, maybe we can fix it for 31. So that's why I just don't want to offer more, because we cannot really know until the survey report comes what exactly needs to be done. So that's like one issue with this property is like a little bit risky, but it's really nice. So
but it's not so there was another property we had which was on a beautiful little park, same kind of size, same condition, better layout, and it was worth it because it was just such a great location, whereas this is a good location, but it's not stunning. So,
but that property was like 150. We bought it in cash for 160. If it was mortgage, at least we must pay 166, 167.
Yeah.
So that's why they accept the offer 160.
Hitting 40 minutes, it kind of, we don't want to drag this on anymore. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.